Hello everyone, if you're new around here, we're Nick and Sarah, and with our two little dogs we live, travel and work full time in our little camper van.
Over the last few years we've visited over 25 countries, but this summer we're doing something completely different. We're currently in Portugal in search of some off-grid land, but so far things haven't quite gone to plan.
It gets colder and colder as it comes.
Good morning guys, and welcome back to the channel, and you join us just south of Lisbon on the edge of the Tejo estuary in a little abandoned nature reserve. And I seem to have lost Sarah. Where is she? Where is she? There
Deep
she
in
is.
the undergrowth, drying from my icy cold shower. Yeah, that water was pretty cold. Refreshing, but really cold. So I'm sort of stood in the sun drying, half in the sun.
It's much more exciting than watching paint dry. Get in the shade a bit though.
Get in the shade a little bit. It's blinking hot, isn't it? Yeah, so we're at this really weird little place. It is very strange. In fact, this is our second night we spent here. And the first night I actually didn't really want to stay here. I thought it was one of those places like out of a horror movie where you're going to get tortured or something. I don't know why I thought that. It's very odd with all the old rubbish and everything else. It's not rubbish, but the bits and bobs. You know what I mean? He didn't think we were going to get murdered.
You know Wolf Creek? You know Wolf Creek, when they've got a little abandoned building, you can hear like clanking of metal and like, yeah, sparks going off and stuff. Sarah's picturing like a torture chamber or something.
Yeah.
And it's all like rusty old chairs. You know, you imagine like a swinging in the wind.
Yeah.
Anyway, it wasn't that. We survived. 2 nights we survived here.
By
Done all right.
By the first night, the following morning, I woke up. I thought I actually quite like it here.
Apart from the mosquitoes, because there's quite a few day mosquitoes as well. You're walking around on this dry grass and they're just biting you.
You got one there.
Really?
Yeah.
An actual mosquito, a live bite. A bite live on camera.
No. We've got probably about 20 or 30 bites each, haven't we? So it is time to move on. Like Nick says, they are daytime mosquitoes as well.
The reason we came here is because when we left beautiful Porto Covo, we went inland, didn't film it, to a place called Alcalá do Sol or something, but it was really hot there. It was 38 degrees, so we said, oh, we can't stay here.
So we've escaped here.
So we drove here, and it's 31 degrees.
And we are literally just across the waterway from Lisbon. So yes, this is where we are, on the outskirts of Alcohete or Alcohete. And just across the water there is the city of Lisbon.
Or Lisboa.
Lisboa in Portuguese. Now Nick did go out this morning looking for some of these birds, because it is like a wildlife bird sanctuary type place over here, but unfortunately he only managed to see a few ducks. We just found this little spot on park for night, and we need to kind of escape and get on with some work for a day or two, and this has been fine to just do that. So we are making a move today, but not a bad, if a little bit weird.
Not a bad little spot though. You've got loads of shade from the trees. There's actually a water tap over there, so we've been able to fill up our water. There's a water fountain. Yeah. Lovely hot water coming out at first.
I think one day, one day in the past, it would have been really lovely around here. It's quite a nice area.
What's crazy here though is how different it is when the tide changes. As we said before, when we arrived here, it was just a massive muddy flat plain, all these rusting boats stuck in the mud. And it's just incredible how much of a big area goes from like a sea to nothing with the change of the tide. Like all we can see now is shallow water with Lisbon in the distance.
Right then, you come on, we're going. That's enough sunbathing. You're not allowed to sunbathe stay for too long. Come on.
Crazy, isn't he? Loves it in the sun.
And he loves it in the dust. Come on then, let's go.
Good morning guys, and we made it to the coast. We skipped past Lisbon and we made it to the Silver Coast, I think it's called, to a lovely place called Foz De Sizandro. And we managed to find an amazing park up just off the beach. We've got it all to ourselves, there's no one else around. As if you're gonna have a park up all to yourself just off the beach with no other motorhomes in July, in the summer in Portugal. No, it's not a bad park up though, and it's not surprising that it's quite busy because on this coast they're a lot more relaxed about parking.
So we've read, so we've researched, and then when we've arrived here, and this is a dedicated motorhome stop right on the beach with all the facilities and all the services you could need and things like that. Great view. It's a really chill vibe down here as well.
It's really underdeveloped and low-key. I think that's what it is. If it's not high-rises and resorts and stuff, they're going to let you park because there's just like a little village or a little hamlet here. There's not much going on. This huge lovely beach, cliffs either side, and it's great. Yeah, because
there's the shower by the beach that you can use. Obviously there's the grey water, black water and everything else, dump and
toilet. There's
yeah,
there's a little bar and stuff, so you can have a few drinks from there. And we still can't get over the difference in temperature from like inland to the coast.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? 24 degrees, 25 degrees here, and then we've been keeping an eye on the weather and seeing if the temperatures are cooling inland, and they're not really, are they?
No, it's just crazy. It's like around 40 degrees inland, too hot, sweltering, you can't do anything. You come 2 hours drive to the coast and you're putting a hoodie on at night, and in the morning you can sleep perfectly well because it's quite cool, and sometimes it actually gets a bit cold.
Yeah, so anyway guys, we thought we would just have a little chat with you and let you know what's going on, because we've had quite a few questions asking us, what the hell are you guys doing? As in, like, why would you want to buy land in Portugal? Why are you there? What are you doing there this time of year?
Why are you still south? Why are you in Northern Europe and all this? And we had a good chat yesterday because we're a little bit confused, and you know,
about what we actually want to do.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole land process started back when COVID was going on. We decided that we wanted to try and look for a plot of land because we didn't want to be stuck with not being able to travel anywhere again.
Spain had the strictest lockdown. If you're following us since then, you know, we literally couldn't walk further than 50 meters from the house for like 3 months, and
yeah,
everyone went a little bit crazy. We went a little bit crazy, stir crazy, stuck in the house. So then we started thinking it'd be nice to have a plot of land so you could build things and create things, and you've got
just in case anything like that happened again, kind of thing. And then we went to Portugal after COVID, and we discovered like inland Portugal, the Central area, and we loved it. We were there in like November, I think, and we really liked it, and we knew that there was a lot of land available in Portugal, and it's a good price land as well. So that's when we kind of came up with the idea, and I think we even talked about it in a vlog back then in 2020. That wasn't it? There's actually land for sale, not right here, but in this whole region actually.
That's the Branco.
We're thinking about, yeah, maybe that might be an option for the future, but that's a whole nother video.
And there's a lot of people doing it. There's like a whole sort of community there, and so you could get help if you wanted to like clear out wells or do certain things like that.
Yeah,
so,
and we love Portugal as a country. It's a small country. It's easy to kind of navigate because it is small. The people are so friendly and nice here. You think about the language barrier, but then most Portuguese people actually do speak English, don't they? So that would be very, very handy too. And also for us, obviously we've got our little house in Andalusia, but we also would like to not keep all of our eggs in one basket and maybe have Portugal as an option too.
Hence the reason we've been looking into Portugal and this area in particular rather than looking around Spain. But since coming here, we've discovered, we kind of knew some of the sort of kind of negatives or the cons.
Yeah, because that was kind of all pro.
Obviously, the heat is a bit of an issue in the summer. Now, we knew it was hot.
Yeah, we've lived in Andalusia for many, many years, and we thought actually that the temperature was the climate was quite similar to where our house is, but it's not. It's a good 5 degrees hotter in the area that we're thinking about getting land, and that 5 degrees makes all the difference.
All the difference. Well, anything 35 plus is just uncomfortable. Now, I know a lot of people are living out there and they're dealing with it, but for us
personally, and our doggies,
and our dog in particular,
40
Charlie,
is too much. 35 or under is fine. We can do that. It's still all right in the shade when you've got that, but when it's 39, 40 or above.
If it was just us, me, Sarah and possibly Dizzee, I think we could do it, we could handle it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be very productive though, that's another thing. Your productivity goes out the window. It's just about survival. Surviving, not thriving.
Yeah, if you could just like lay in a hammock all day with a fan on you, that'll be all right. But when you've got to work, when you've got to switch your laptop on, your laptop's already hot because it's 40 degrees, and then you switch it on to try and edit software, your laptop will probably blow up within about half an hour.
Well, that,
just
and
overheat.
your drones and your cameras,
so just
and
things like that as well we've been thinking
battery
about.
starts swelling and exploding.
Yeah.
So that's a major drawback. And then obviously on the flip side, in the winter, again in Andalusia, it's very mild, very nice climate. In central Portugal, you get frosts, and I
think you get quite a lot of frosts in a lot of parts, and quite a lot more rainfall as well. So we've read, but you know, we did know some of this. It's not all about this, but obviously it's something that we have to think about. Important,
yeah, because it seems a bit funny if you buy land somewhere and for certain months, so many months of the year, you just can't be there.
Yeah, yeah. This land was going to be a future thing because while we can travel at the moment, hopefully that won't change. We do want to travel, so the land was just...
Yeah, this was never going to be us just starting a homestead, off-grid homestead, and you know, getting chickens and goats and all the animals and building things, and that's it.
No,
that's it. No, because that's not
maybe
what we're
in
about.
The future. Maybe that was what we want in the future.
Or if that hits the fan, then that's what we'd do too, so we could be creative. And yeah, we've been following us for a while. We like to travel. I know over the last few years since COVID, we haven't done a big trip.
But yeah.
But our plan originally was, we did our trip in 2018, 2019 went to the Arctic Circle, 2020 was supposed to be down to Greece, Turkey and all that. Then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So since then we've just been loitering around Spain, Portugal.
We've been Spain, Portugal, France and UK, haven't we? That's all we've done in the last 2 years, and you know, we want to be further afield, which we will be hopefully next year. Anyway, back to the land, back to the cons. So the cons also, you've got wildfires over here, which are obviously so sad and devastating. So that's a factor you've got to think about.
That's a major worry.
And when you think about that, this is something we didn't think about, that your land, if you have a piece of land, it's got to be fire safe and kept fire safe year round. So every summer it had to be, make sure it's
otherwise
not grown
you can get
up.
fined.
Yeah.
And if we're on the land, that's fine, but our plan was never to be on the land, you know, permanent, full time. So yes, what else? I did actually write some post-it notes yesterday. Very neatly, very organised. Forgot our clipboard, didn't we?
Pros and cons about the whole land situation. So obviously, this is a pro and a con, because we said about, like, we are Spanish residents, we're not Portuguese residents. So would that be an issue for us if we did have land here? I think we can just buy land here. I don't know, but there's all the bureaucracy you have to
which we're
think
used
about.
to in Spain.
Yeah, we've just got used to all of the laws in Spain, which it's kind of crazy to get your head round. And after being here for so long in Spain, we know where we're at now, pretty much. So then you would have to start that whole process again, coming to a new country and owning property there.
That and the language, I don't know whether we mentioned the language, obviously Spanish, we're not fluent, but we can get by, we can communicate.
We're pretty
and all
good.
That.
We're pretty good. So we'd have to, and even though I said lots of Portuguese people do speak English, so that's great, but you still want to be able to learn some of the language. You don't want to be rude and not learn anything. You want to learn the basics and have some conversation.
And although Portuguese on paper, written down, it looks quite similar to Spanish, the whole pronunciation and everything is very different.
It's a lot different to Spanish. So yeah, lots of pros and lots of cons. and being here, I think it was good that we came, and even though we haven't looked at any plots of land yet, we have driven through the countryside, beautiful countryside, so you get to see what it's like.
Beautiful, but that's another thing about the cons is pine and eucalyptus, which are nice, but there's another thing we have to worry about is processionary caterpillars.
Yes, the processionary caterpillars that you get in this part of the world for a couple of months a year, which are kind of deadly for dogs, and they're in the pine trees. That's another thing you got to think about. You've got a lot of pine on your land. So we've just been going through everything. We still are going to hopefully be able to go and have a little look of land while we're here, but we've just been having a massive rethink, a massive chat about all the pros, all the cons, and if it's right for us. And we've got no regrets about coming here this time of year, because like we said, it is the harshest time of year, so you want to be here and know what it's like.
But this wasn't actually planned. We didn't think out and go, let's go in the summer, let's go the hottest time of year. This was kind of because last year we went back to the UK to see family, which we hadn't seen for 5 years. My mum's been sick for a while, she's having treatment and stuff, she's doing better, but we wanted to go back again this winter. We decided last year that we were coming back this
at the end of the summer. So this was our window of opportunity, in between big trips kind of thing, to come and have a look at the land. That's something that we've wanted to do, or it's been on our mind for a couple of years. Yeah, so that's kind of why we're here now.
But now I'm thinking, oh, do we want to get land at all? Should we just get another van and just go off on a massive trip?
This is what's going on in our heads, like seriously. What, you know, obviously we love travelling, and when we're away in the van travelling, we just love it so much, seeing new places and sharing the new places we find. So I think as long as we can travel, we do want to continue to do so, even though it's getting harder with the price of fuel and everything else.
Price of fuel and the war going on, and
yeah.
Anyway, so
I hope that's not all too confusing, and
because we're confused. So
I hope you don't think we're crazy and they can't make their minds up or whatever, things like that. But yeah,
we are crazy and we can't make our mind up.
So guys, to summarise everything for you,
we still haven't got a clue what we're doing. No, we're not desperate to get the land. We are looking. We're not desperate though, because we have a base here in Andalusia. Spain is our home. So so we are still going to look for land, and if we do see somewhere we really like, despite all those cons, we're just going to get it. But otherwise, we're just going to go with the flow and enjoy ourselves.
See what happens.
What's going on here? Van's trashed again.
So you go to do one job and then you just end up trashing the whole van and doing like a complete spring clean. You start off by one little thing, don't you? It's always the same. This wasn't supposed to happen today.
There's a little baby crying up there.
We put
You like it up there, Diz?
We put Dizzee at the top to keep him out of the way where we clean. He's pestering to come back down now. And obviously Charlie is in his normal place under the van, so he's always out the way. You usually like it up there. Come on then. Yeah, so we're kind of just giving a bit of a spring clean before we continue our journey north. Is that right?
That's right.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
I think that's what we're doing. There is no better feeling, in my opinion, than a totally clean, organised, tidy van.
It's nice when you stay at a spot and you get it all clean and then you get ready to get back on the road.
Yeah, totes. Okay, so Nick's got a question for you all.
Should I have to hold this up? It just sits about there. There's an issue with the struts. Is it an easy fix?
Or do we just have to replace the whole strut? Answers in the comments please guys, because this situation is a bit annoying and it does go lower and lower.
But the good thing is you can just sort of have it there if you want, or there.
I think I'd rather it just be like
probably
that.
Yeah.
Oh, right, last job. So our little bolts, these little bolts were completely rusty, so we removed them, de-rusted them, left them soaking overnight, and then we Vaseline them up. These ones had Vaseline on them and they stayed rust free. Good little tip for you. Make sure you put Vaseline on everything, then it doesn't rust.
So now, almost brand new, don't they?
Yeah.
Almost.
Almost. Well, now they've got loads of Vaselines. They should stay rust free.
Just gonna slide on. There's one more job after this though.
Is there?
This solar panel is a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I
dirty.
know, I know. I don't know whether to do it because the sun's on it now. Is it all right to clean it in the sun? Or should we wait until sundown tonight?
So this is the first time we've been to this beach since we've arrived.
We've been so lazy.
No, we have actually both been out on the bike. Along this amazing boardwalk, you cross over this river, across a lovely little bridge, and there's a boardwalk right on the edge of the beach, goes all the way down the far end of the beach, and then a raised boardwalk to take you to the cliffs. It's amazing, so accessible. The sand is incredible, and it's not too busy at the moment, but it's really, really windy. Did want to get the drone up on the beach, over the beach, but yeah, a bit too windy for that, and you can't bring dogs on here.
Yeah, and it's daytime. We can sneak the dogs on if it's the morning, but when there's lots of people around, it's naughty. So we're just going to go and dip our toes in the ocean, see how cold it is. I bet it's freezing. Oh, it's not too bad, is it?
Go on then, go for a dip.
I'm not going for a dip. It's too ferocious. I'm too scared to go in there. Mind you, there is a lifeguard and only about 10 people down here, so you know, at least you would actually probably get saved.
See, the lifeguard's there, but I don't know if you can see that. They're like the poles, the beach area he's patrolling, about 5 metres apart.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
So if I go in here, he won't even bother to save me?
He won't, just let you drown. So there you go guys, another absolutely stunning beach on Portugal's west coast. Definitely worth a stop off, Foz De Sizandro, and even more so because you can stay here, and I think all the way up this coast, as we've said previously, the Silver Coast. Yeah. You're allowed to stay here, it's a lot more relaxed. So yeah, as nice as it is here, it's time for us to head off. So we need to get back to the van.
Have some lunch.
Cheers.
Do the dishes.
Empty the waste in the dedicated place.
Use the nice toilets for one last time.
Fill up our water.
And hit the road!
So guys, we found our little park up for the night. We haven't actually driven that far. We only drove about half an hour, 40 minutes. And we can see Peniche in the distance.
Peniche.
Peniche.
Hopefully we're saying it right.
Probably not.
And that's kind of where we're sort of heading to next.
Yeah.
But tonight's park up is pretty good. If a little windy, but very good views. Like 2 hours and we didn't even realise that we could get down to our own private beach. This place is pretty cool, isn't it? We go for a swim in the morning. Oh look, the goat. There's a little goat as well. A little tiny goat has just appeared from nowhere. It's so random and the dogs are now barking at him.
So cute.
I think he might be lost.
Give me a little fella.
I'm getting some shelter. So we got this place to ourselves, and there's this abandoned house here, which is just such a beautiful property. It seems crazy that there's just no one here. Like literally, this is the only house after following this little dirt road. You come to this area And that house, look how nice it is. Such a shame.
How crazy to abandon that. You've got views down the coast behind, views down this way.
Yeah, I mean, forget about the land. Let's just buy this place. I mean, it's got to have a bit of decent land with it, right?
Anyway, guys, I think we're going to end the vlog there.
Yes, at this little abandoned, haunted.
We'll say haunted, yeah.
I hope it's not haunted.
Abandoned means haunted. Anyway, anyway.
Abandoned place.
Yeah, sorry this video didn't have loads of content and show you loads of scenery and all that jazz.
But yeah, loads more to come, so make sure you join us next Thursday for another enthralling explorers travel vlog.
Who knows where we'll be, what we'll be doing.
Who knows? Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Make sure you're following us on all our socials.
Yep, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that kind of jazz. And that's it.
That's it. Tell all your friends about us. Stay safe, stay cool, and we'll see you next week.